YouTube, and welcome back to another edition of Cover to Credits. Today I'm doing a solo video where I went and watched the new M.Night Shyamalan movie, Split. Now, this, obviously, M. Night is known for the twists, and some bad twists. He's known for movies like The Sixth Sense and Unbreakable, but he's also known for movies like The Last Airbender and The Happening. I still say, if you want to have a movie night and you're going to laugh at a movie with friends, watch The Happening, because it's hilariously bad. But to this movie stars James McAvoy, and then the secondary lead character is, I think, a fairly new actress. I've only seen her maybe once or twice. Anya Taylor-Joy. She's very good in this movie, but we'll get back to McAvoy first. The premise of this movie is McAvoy, playing the lead character, has multiple personality disorder. And it is an extreme case of 20 personalities in one person. It's extremely well displayed by him. I couldn't imagine trying to figure out how to play one character in a movie and stick to that, let alone out of the 20-something you meet, I believe, 9, not a spoiler, but I think there's 9 credited to him. So this is a very psychological movie, not so much a jump scare kind of a thing. I mean, M. Night really doesn't. He has a little bit done the jump scare stuff, but this is definitely a psychological movie. I will say this: Shyamalan's kind of gotten this little bit of a resurgence with his last 2 movies, The Visit and now Split. Both have been reviewed very, very well and had a fairly good word of mouth from them. Like, people really like them. Now, they both are also produced by M. Night, directed by M. Night, but also produced by Blumhouse. Now, Blumhouse is known for, right now, they're the key for scary movies. They also, well, example, all the Paranormal Activity movies of Blumhouse, Insidious, Sinister, Oculus, Whiplash, not a scary movie, but good movie. These are all produced by Blumhouse in one fashion or another. And one thing they're known for is low budget, but the movies come out amazing, and truthfully, low budget, and they make a lot of money. I don't know how well The Visit did, but I know the other movies, minus maybe Oculus that I listed, all did very well. And The Visit did much better than M. Night's previous movie, which I'm not even sure what it was. I'm not going to spoil anything, and there might be a miniature spoiler at the very, very end. So I'll do an outro, and then I'll do the spoiler. So if you want to wait, watch it. If not, I'll put a spoiler up. But McAvoy plays this just to a crazy level. Again, not spoiling anything, but the ability and the way they shoot it, there are times where he's having a conversation with himself that's just crazy and just a beautiful thing, like, to watch. Like, it's a dark movie, and there are a lot of dark undertones that you find out throughout the movie. But it is a interesting character study of how there are these people confined in a small place, and a lot goes on in that small place. What I mean by that, it's like almost like a 10 Cloverfield Lane feel, where you're in a very contained area, but there are times you go out of it. So it's hard to explain. The 3 girls and the main character have a lot going on in one area, and because of that, it's like it's interesting to see interactions, especially with different personalities. There was so much that they did that played that up so well. You're talking, and I give McAvoy all the credit. I don't know how much was direction. That doesn't matter to me, because you're talking about gestures, voices, mannerisms, stature, like posture, everything different for each person, keeping them straight, and then switching between them quickly seems like a very tall task, and he did it very, very well. I would hope he gets some kind of a nomination if this movie came out. I'm not sure if it came out in wide release or in short release before the end of the year, or if this is the beginning, because if they do that, then he'd be up for the 2017 awards, acting awards. I don't think so. So this might be, and everybody's like, it's an M. Night movie, the acting's not going to be that great. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, when you watch McAvoy play this part, it's astonishing because of the difficulty that had to be with it. I'm gonna rate this an 8. It was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed the visit, and I've enjoyed this. I'm hoping this is the kind of resurgence of M. Night Shyamalan. I know that sounds weird because there was a lot of time there where people were like, don't make movies anymore, please. We're tired of the dumb twists or butchering a movie that we all hoped was good with The Last Airbender. There was really the main two people you learn about are one of the girls and McAvoy's character and Kevin, and it's an intense story between both of them, and separately they each have their own intense storyline, and until you get to the end, part of that, especially for her, is like kind of misplaced. You're not necessarily understanding why they're talking about and explaining what they are, and then when it comes to fruition, you're like, now I understand, and now I feel worse than I did before I understood. And that's a weird feeling to have when everything kind of, the light switch turns on, you're like, oh. But this is definitely a movie to see in the theaters. It's a fun movie to see with a crowd. I went early in the morning on a Saturday, decent crowd. I know a friend of mine said he went Friday night, had a really good crowd. I would say definitely recommend seeing this movie if you like scary movies. This is kind of scary, more psychological, but definitely a good movie to see. Now, spoiler, and then I'll do the outro. If you don't want the spoiler, stop watching. Like this movie, share this video. We appreciate it. It'll be up on Facebook, Twitter. Watch it everywhere. Now, spoiler. If you've watched some of M. Night's movies, there's a reference at the very end with a cameo and a reference to somebody specifically in a previous movie that I'm hoping leads to another movie. Now, Unbreakable came out a while ago. Mid-2000s, I think, maybe a little later. Main villain in Unbreakable is Sam Jackson. His character's name was Mr. Glass. Now, in this movie, at the end of the movie, there is a diner scene, and a lady at the diner, because the news that's on is talking about what happened in the movie, talking about that crime scene, that crime, the whole thing. And the one lady at the desk, at the counters, says something to the effect of, that reminds me of that guy a few years ago that they arrested that was doing all those bombings. What'd they call him? And Bruce Willis leans forward and goes, they called him Mr. Glass. And then goes back to drinking his coffee. So what he did there was show that this is a continual, it's one universe. So the fact of the matter is, there could be a second Unbreakable, which people have been pushing for years, because some people say that's the last good movie that M. Night made. So I hope it'll do that, but really, who knows? A lot of it will probably depend on what kind of money this makes, and if Blumhouse wants to keep working with M. Night. I would think they would keep working together, because the last two have been pretty dang good. So again, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, please. We appreciate it. And share this. Even if it's on Facebook, I put them on Facebook. They're on our Facebook page, but I personally paste them on Facebook. And follow us on Twitter at Cover to Credits. Follow us on Facebook at Cover to Credits. Follow us on Instagram at Cover the Credits. I put little teasers up about what videos are coming up. Kevin and I are thinking of starting a couple series that are going to lead up into a couple movie premieres throughout this year. We should have some fun with that, hopefully. And we'll talk a little bit more about that next week. And that's all we got for today. So until next time, thanks for staying until after the credits.